Hey guys, and welcome back to Dan's Pro Shop. Got another good one for you today, or at least I feel like it is anyway. Today, we have another offering from Depstech. If you guys are familiar, I have reviewed a Depstech Borescope before, but this is the latest and greatest and cool stuff that you may not have seen before. So let's dig into this thing and see what it's all about. You know, before we get into this thing, I want to reach out to you guys and drop a comment and let me know what you think. I got a comment the other day from a viewer, and they mentioned that they thoroughly enjoy my working videos much more so than my tool review videos. And that's kind of a double-edged sword, because if you guys have followed me for any amount of time, you know that I am the maintenance director at a functioning manufacturing plant. So in order for me to actually film me doing my job can be difficult at sometimes, because usually it's like fighting a fire. It's an emergency. Something's broke down, I got to do it. I don't have time to do all of this, you know, set up the camera, move stuff, commentate, edit, yada, yada, yada. So every now and again, whenever I can have the ability to film the project that I'm doing, it's awesome. I love to share that with you guys. But on the other hand, I am a tool junkie. I absolutely love tools. Like, man, I don't even know what to tell you. It's just anything and everything tool related, I absolutely love it. And whenever I come across something cool like this, and not to mention I have the time to share it and get in depth and show you guys the functions and features that I really like. And if I find something that I like, I think it's cool to share it with you guys so you can get my genuine view and my genuine reaction and everything. And then I can pass that on to you guys so you can get an informed review and decision before you decide to go possibly get this thing for yourself. So drop a comment and let me know what you think. Are you guys cool with the tool reviews? Should I continue to do this, or do you want to see only dirty hand stuff? Either way, just let me know what you think. But enough about that crap. Let's get into the tools, huh? So guys and gals, what we have here is an endoscope from Depstech. You guys may know these things called as inspection scopes because that's the slang that us techs use for them. Well, if you guys know, I've reviewed a Depstech Borescope in the past, and it's actually a cool one. I'll show you a little clip here. This is the Depstech DS630, and this was the latest release before this guy. I think this is absolutely awesome because there's cameras on either side of this thing. So whenever you go into a bore, you can actually split the screen and view multiple cameras at once. Not to mention the clarity on this thing, 1080p, it's really good. Got an SD card, you can save videos and pictures and everything. This thing is absolutely great until this one came out. So let's go ahead and get into this thing and show you what's up. Well, first of all, check out this awesome, like, formed case it comes in. It's not a hard case, it's still soft, but it's like a, formed foam fabric, whatever you want to call it. Either way, it's awesome that it comes in its own little protective carrying case. Now look at this thing. Dude, this looks like something out of the Matrix. You know, that thing that they pulled that spider out of Neo's belly button with? That's it. That's just what I thought of the first time I looked at it. But you guys see this knob here? Take a guess at what that thing does. Look at the end of the borescope here. Got this nice little protective cover that goes over the camera. Check this out. Are you kidding me? What a world are we living in? This thing looks like an alien. How awesome is this? But let's fire it up and see what this actually looks like. So to turn this thing on, you simply just hit the power button and hold it. There we have a nice little introductory screen, and then it pops right into your view. So just like the other one, if you guys saw that video, you can change the orientation of your camera view. So you hit this rotation button here, and it will flip your picture 180 degrees. So it gives you that nice usability if you're facing the wrong direction. And unlike the other one, it does not have cameras on the sides. It only has one. But this one doesn't need cameras on the side because it moves. How awesome is that? Look, now you're looking at me upside down. But we can fix that. Flip your screen. How cool is that? I'm telling you, this thing... Man, I don't even know the kind of applications I'm going to get into with this thing, but I just know it's going to be a lifesaver at some point. Not only is this like the coolest freaking thing that has ever happened to inspection scopes, but if you guys are familiar with scopes, usually these whips are really rigid and like you kind of have to form them to where you want to go. This one is so nice and loose and relaxed and everything, and I'm sure that it has to do with the cabling that controls this, but it's just nice that this thing is all loosey-goosey and you don't have to really tell it where to go. You can just kind of shove it in somewhere and it'll follow the path it needs to go to get there. So just like the other Borescope, this one has the ability to take pictures and video. So the button right above it here, there you go. We just took a photograph. And of course, there's a light on the end of it here, and you can control the brightness of this with the power button. See, if you do a long hold, that's a power cycle. If you do a short press, it changes the intensity of the light. So super easy and user friendly. And this thing has so many menu options, it is absolutely ridiculous. You can change your screen resolution, language, time. Yeah, believe it or not, there's a microphone on here for your videos, and you can change the volume on it here also. All your different screen settings, the auto on and off timer, the storage on your SD card, the format and how you store those pictures and videos. Yes, of course, the software version and all this and that. And it gives you the user manual in here. So in case you lose the paperwork and you need to know how to do something, it's right here on the screen. This thing is so super user friendly, it's awesome. And not to mention, it's just ergonomic. It fits in your hand well. So yeah, I don't know about you guys, but let's find a weird place to shove this thing into and see what you normally couldn't see. Now, a lot of people misconstrue inspection scopes to being strictly a mechanic tool because that's generally what they're used for. You know, you drop something in behind a manifold, you need to see it or pick it up, or like go into a spark plug hole and check the bore of a cylinder. Well, that's just the tip of the iceberg with these things. These are amazing for plumbing. You know, you get into a clean out tea or whatever, see what's going on, or just regular dumb household stuff. Let's say you drop your keys off the counter behind the refrigerator or something. You know, you can't squeeze your head back there. Well, maybe you can, but I know my fat head isn't going back there. But with something like this, you can now get your fat head in places where you normally couldn't. Let's just check out and see how nasty it is back there. Well, first things first, let's go ahead and make sure that our light is on at its highest intensity here. And then, we'll just go ahead and shove this back in behind the refrigerator here. Oh, look at that. There's the coils in the back of the fridge. And you see here how I'm moving the dial with my thumb? Look at that. Look how cool that is. I have the ability to move the camera without moving the entire scope. I mean, yes, you can still move the entire scope to do whatever you need to do. But with the combination of twisting it and this thumb wheel here, you can quite literally get anything and everything that you want. Oh, and I don't know if you guys caught here, check that out. It even displays the ambient air temperature. I don't know if you necessarily need that, but it's cool that it's there. In case you guys are wondering about clarity on this thing, in case it doesn't really come across on the screen very well, I'm going to go ahead and put the camera right up against a piece of text so you guys can see what it would be like if you have this thing jammed in somewhere weird up against something close, like you need to read a sticker or a part number or something like that. So you guys can see here, this is just the instruction manual that comes with the scope here. I'm just going to put the camera right up against it and you guys can see here. Look at that. Not only is it clear, but it magnifies it. And obviously it depends on how far you have this thing away from you. And like I said, you can change the light here, and there's even a bar on the screen that shows you where your brightness is on that LED, and you can still wiggle this thing. I don't know how to explain how cool and like alien-like that is. This is absolutely a game changer. So let's do one last little test just so we can play with this thing and see what it's all about. We're going to go ahead and shove this thing up the pipe of the Harley and give her a proctology exam here. Because, I mean, how often have you seen the inside of an exhaust muffler? So, yeah, just to give you a little bit better feel of what you might actually use this thing for mechanically. I mean, I don't know why you'd need to get into a pipe, but either way, let's just do it and see how this thing works. So we're simply going to take this thing with its highest light setting and shove her right in the tailpipe of the Harley here. And you guys can see here, we're going through the baffles and the muffler. And we're in there about a foot or so already. Well, there you go. We're getting close to the end here. Now let's utilize that spinning thing. I'm sorry if you guys are getting a lot of glare on here. But look at that. Look how cool that is. And that's another cool feature that I didn't even think of. If you are in a weird position where you can't really get this thing to go any further, you're able to steer the head of that thing utilizing this knob. So not only can you change your camera angle, but if you need to get around a corner or up and over something, you can steer the head of it to help you get into that location. This is just so cool. And naturally, like I expected, there's pretty much nothing to see in there other than a bunch of carbonized pipe. But either way, you guys get the idea. If you need to get up and around something, this can help you get where you need to go. That is absolutely cool, and I didn't even think about that till right now. So guys, I know this was a little bit of a quick one, but I mean, honestly, how much do you need to do with one of these to prove that it works and does what you need it to do? Obviously, the applications are endless. The point of this is to get someplace to see where you can't normally see. So whatever spot you find yourself in, that's awesome. You can do this. And now with this fancy, flexible alien head thing, dude, you can get yourself in spots that you never knew you could before. Because if you get stuck in a corner or something and you can't push it anymore, you can move the head and get around that corner. Man, I know this is going to be an absolute game changer for me. Now, please don't let this take away from the previous Borescope, because that thing's awesome, especially the price point of it, and then the fact that it has the 3 heads, the 3 cameras on the head so you can see different stuff. Well, that was an awesome innovation. But this thing really takes the cake because you don't necessarily need the 3 cameras, because you can make the one into any one of those 3. And you still have the functions where you can take the pictures, you can take the video. So if you're in that scenario where you are a technician or something where you need to prove a condition to a customer to better get across the point of why you're charging them $3 to fix something, you now have video and or picture proof that you can show your customer, like, hey, look, your manifold's broken and I have proof. This is what's wrong with it. So if you guys enjoyed this little review and you think you may like one of these Depstech DS630s for yourself, go ahead and check out the link in the description and grab one of these things for yourself today. And like I said, guys, whenever I run across a tool that I think is cool and I think it's worth sharing with you guys, I'm going to do it. So if you guys like this, check out the link and we'll see you guys next time.